Good morning. Today marks a new beginning where I will be leading these sessions, and they're changed because I'm first of all adjusting to the format. Rather than aiming to make a 1 hour unit at a time, I'm going to be working with much smaller segments, like 9 minutes or less. And so let's begin. I want you to remind yourself of what we're doing. We are making a yoga practice in which we are integrating our breathing and our attention in the body. And this yoking process is a physical practice, but it is not merely physical. As the integration of the practices allow us to recognize qualities of our emotion, qualities of our mind, states of mind, and more. So, very simple. For the next 8 minutes, we're going to be working together. And then I would like for you to begin observing that there are going to be these units where you can check in, and we will be dedicating the units to particular themes, parts of the body, objectives, things like that. Some will be more talking, some will be less talking. I want to dedicate this one to one of my longtime friends with this that is inspiring. I have so many inspiring friends, and I want to say thank you. I'll be sending that out today. I want to send this one out to Debbie Moses, wherever you are today. So this is one of our practices. Working with children, working with octogenarians, everyone in between, from athletes to individuals with particular afflictions or conditions. Let's come on out. And I'd like for you to first, very first thing, find a comfortable position. Any way that you can be comfortable. I don't care what it is, whether you're lying down, whether you're standing up, whether your legs are up the wall, you might be in a chair. I don't care where you are. And I want you to recognize that the attitude is important and the breathing is important. Never mind about your attitude right now, wherever that may be. Every breath gives us an opportunity to begin again. And I'm paying attention to my timer. I am learning. Thank you for being with me. I am learning. I hope that we can maintain a beginner's mind so that as we can receive, we can grow. And there's no one, not one of us, who is done with their growth. Otherwise, we wouldn't be here, right? Be comfortable. Find a way to sit. Stand. Lie down. Observe your breathing. Just as it is, without any changes. And so we begin. Allow yourself to make a transition from wherever you have been already today. Whatever has already occurred for you. This morning, yesterday, this past week, this past season, this past year. Take a breath, identify and release. Again, identify now what you may anticipate in our time together, in the rest of your day, in the remainder of your week, the remainder of the season, what your plans are, your anticipations, expectations. You take a breath, let that release, and allow yourself to come to a present awareness right here, right now, thank you, and observe the cycle of your breathing, how the breath goes out, how the breath comes in. It is like a wheel, and I would like for you to put your attention on that simple wheel of breath. Let the lungs empty completely. Let the lungs fill completely. Yes. And I hope that we can find value in our mistakes, in our errors, and that they will not determine us. The past will not limit, and that we can adjust ourselves, starting with our breathing. Right. Very nice. All right, if you're there, I'd like for you to come out onto the ground. Lie on your back. Lie down on your back. I'm going to demonstrate a few simple moves. And if you need to watch this and then participate, feel free to do that. You can watch and then turn it off, or you can go along with me and work it. We're yoking breath and attention in the body. I'd like for you to lie down on your back, tuck your knees, and rock. I put one hand on each knee intentionally. I do not bind my hands. I let my head turn with my shoulders intentionally. I exhale to the side intentionally. Bring this back to the center. Take the hands under the knees. Push the heels up. Exhale. I inhale, my legs straight. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. Inhale, up. Exhale. Very simple. Arms wide like a T. Knees together. My knees drift to the left. Make it easy to begin. Make everything easy to begin. Right. Breathe with it right there. 3 good breaths. Big breaths, and observe. Beautiful. I wake up my right arm into the sky. I roll to the left. I empty my body for 3 breaths into gravity. I inhale to awaken and to identify. I exhale to release, surrender, and liberate. And it is this process of closing and opening, of awakening and liberating. It is a dynamic process, even in stillness. Come back to the center. And we wish to cultivate a capacity for stillness. So my knees drift to the right. I'm looking to the left. Ooh, it's almost time. Breathe. Breathe 3 breaths. And then I awaken my left arm high in the sky, and I roll to the right. I exhale. 3 breaths. And as I exhale, I empty the body, I empty the mind. And with the emptiness, it creates the vacuum and the space for me to inhale and to awaken. So as I liberate, I then awaken with the next inhale. Beautiful. Let's take these arms long beyond the head, roll over onto your stomach. Reach the arms out on the ground, opposite the toes, push down. Breathe for 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Big breath. Let's come, take your hands up underneath. Come up to all fours. Let's arch the back up, drop the face down, tailbone down, breathe, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to lift my face. I lift my tailbone and sink in my back for 3 and 2 and 1. Good. 3 times. I inhale up, I exhale down, I inhale up, I exhale down, I inhale up. Level in your back. Level, be strong in your hands, wide fingers and wide thumbs. Lock your elbows, feel where you are. Take a breath. So I'm going to lift my knees. I draw my tailbone back. And I awaken the front line of the legs. My elbows are straight, my hands are planted. I imagine that I could awaken the top of the foot through the shin, the knee. Yes, into the center of the body, tilting the tailbone up, tilting the hips forward, thus lengthening the spine. And when we can awaken that front line of the body, the back line of the legs will respond. And let's breathe with it right there. 3 big breaths. Come on down to all fours. On all fours. I step one leg back. I step another leg back. And I'm easy, releasing down. You know, everyone has different abilities. And this is not a competitive pre-Olympic practice. This is about awakening functional movement with your breathing. And so if we're here, we want to observe processes. We want to observe processes of stability and effortless effort. We want to observe processes of identifying limitation, identifying resistance, identifying, let's push away. We want to identify how we open and how we close, how we dilate and how we contract. And this is also how all of our senses operate. And so as the body operates, we begin to observe processes of the senses. And with processes of the sensory awareness, we also begin to observe processes of mind and emotion. Good. Touch those knees down. Let yourself sit back. Can you sit on your ankles? Can you bend your knees? If you cannot bend your knees and sit on your ankles, get a pillow or a block or a bolster. Place it behind you. We want no force. This is of great importance. No force. It does not mean that you will not work as hard as you can. We want to learn how to work and what it means to identify limitation and to move through limitations. But it does not mean dominating them. It does not mean a tyranny of ego. It means a kind of surrender. Nice. Beautiful. Come up and sit. Let's make 3 breaths, and we are going to close this initial unit of practice, this beginning practice. You can make it as slow as you want. You can make it faster and more challenging. Identify the challenge in each little move that we made. Let's inhale up. Exhale wide. Inhale over the ground, make a fist. Lock it. Through the mouth, let's exhale. Inhale wide. Bring it back to your heart. That concludes this initial practice. I'm going to immediately post another practice, another unit. This is over my 9-minute time frame, but I'm aiming for 9-minute frames, and I will get better with this. And we're going to have these units that will be about the principles of the practice, about what we can practically include with our lives, in the timing of our own lives, each individual. More and more I am seeing how important you are, I am, each one of us is, in the decisions that we make. And even if you don't think so, your choices affect everyone. My choices affect everything. And each one of us has this capacity of choice, this capacity of free will. And you can make a choice. You can. And that's what so much of this practice is about. Moving toward liberation. That concludes our initial practices. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste, namaste.